Report part 2 is out. There are more details that are now available exclusively on this channel actually. And to discuss some of these provisions and whether it removes some of the bottlenecks for road infrastructure in particular, we are joined by Pervez Umrigar of Gammon Infrastructure. Pervez, one of the things that the report says is that the new dispute clearance unit and speedy settlement of a lot of disputes. Will that be a very big bottleneck out of the way?
It's perhaps one of the major hurdles in front of people today. The hurdle isn't mainly created because one, the day you begin the project itself, the land acquisition is an issue. Forest clearances, environment clearances, the obligations which are cast more on the concession. The moment that itself starts, the project is starting in a dispute. And then the process, the way it works, just drags on. Like for example, you may have the rights over conciliation. Nobody bothers to go for a conciliation. It ends up in arbitration. At the arbitration stage, the fact remains that 90% of the awards go in the favor of the corporates. Yet, there are rarely any instances where NHI or most government bodies stop there. Even the unanimous arbitration awards are challenged. It goes to the High Court, sometimes a single bench, the division bench, ends up in Supreme Court. And once that decision is taken in a government hierarchy, nobody is willing to raise his hand and say, okay, here I will stop. Then it is like, okay, let the process continue. And that is where the delay happens. I think this was one of the most important recommendations of the industry. And in its own way, I'm sure the NHI people also wanted that let's stop this. Get the dispute resolution process swift and out of the way. I think it's perhaps the most major hurdle today.
So you expect most of these to be in category B only, because last time it was the arbitration award was 16.15 crores, and category B we are looking at 10 crores to 100 crores. In that case, the recommendation says that they should accept the award of arbitral tribunal. So going forward, what's your expectation? You should win most of these cases.
I'm sorry, what's the amount you said?
This case about your NHAI refusing to pay you 16.5 crores, I think it was the case in which the arbitral panel said that.
You mean?
Yeah.
Well, we have some past issues on some of our projects on bonuses and all, which are in the range of around 20-25 crore. Yeah. And those are very early day projects. Mind you, the size of projects today are such that if it ends up into disputes, the disputes can straight away run into 3 figures.
Okay. What other recommendations of the B.K. Chaturvedi report do you think will be taken? Because there are a lot of tax giveaways that they are suggesting.
Like what?
For instance, the infrastructure tax holiday should be for 10 years. They want the MAT proposal in the direct tax code to be dropped. Much of this perhaps will not happen. Some of these at least cannot happen because we are in a fiscal austerity mode at this point in time. What if you have to pick up something which is most relevant in terms of
the 10-year tax holiday already exists today. It's not a new proviso.
Yeah, it's for road upgradation also.
It's already there. I think what it's sought to clarify is that NHI's whole program normally of roads involves basically expanding a 2-lane to 4-lane and going up to 6-lane. The new projects as such are very rare. When you say new projects, means it's a greenfield project. That could be very rare, like you're putting up a bypass to a city or a town or something. It's more a clarity imparted.
That the upgradation should also be included in
the upgradation basically means you are setting down from 2 to 6 lanes, means 4 new lanes and perhaps relaying the existing 2 lanes. So 95% of the expenditure is on the new. It's just the definition that was creating trouble, because it actually said it's meant for new projects, and whether this is a new project was becoming a technicality. So I think that technical hitch has been tried to be sorted out.
Which of the tax proposals would you say is absolutely priority? I mean, they have other rules on dividend distribution tax as well. Of the package of the B.K. Chaturvedi recommendations, if there was a priority for you to pick, which would that be?
I think the dividend tax regularization is something that the industry has been asking for. It's been asking for rationalization of the long-term capital gains. It's been asking for clarity, as you said, on ATIA. It's been asking for the sunset clause clarity, because again, that's important to know really. You have a project of 30 years, you don't want every time sunset clause for 2 and 3 years at a time. So these were on the taxation fronts. On the financing front, the industry has been asking for the refinancing route to be allowed into a forex currency once the project commissions itself. So these have been the industry requirements.
Pervez, one business question on this Mumbai-Nashik highway. It was expected that tolling would begin in March. Has it begun, or are you expecting it to begin anytime soon? And what kind of revenues are we looking at from that particular revenue?
Well, the project's already open. The whole New Ghats section is open. Yeah. It's very unfortunate that while you already invested the money, the project is open, the end users are using it. But the process as it stands today, a toll notification, it is not adequate, is sanctioned at NHI. Each toll notification moves to MORTH again. Okay. So it moves to the ministry. If ministry has one query, it again goes back, as you know, and then it goes to the same round of it. I think these are these procedural steps that delay such things. Otherwise, really, one would expect that if it's open to the public to use, you may as well collect from day one. And we are coming to it. We expect maybe a fortnight, by which time we should be able to start going in for tolling. We'll be tolling the Nasik side, which has 20% lesser traffic than the Bombay side as you move out from Bombay. The tolling should be in the range of maybe around 13 lakh.
On a similar business question, you are looking to buy stakes in international airports, we understand? We've expressed interest, yes, along with in some primary bidding as well as secondary acquisitions. At the same time, it's not at a stage of great advancement that we would like to sort of, as a corporate, touch upon it beyond a point. Okay. Give us an idea of how you may end this year, FY11, in terms of order book, and what may you do in terms of equity issuances?
In terms of order book, we have today 18 SPVs and a capital outlay committed of 12,000 crore. The priority for everybody today should be, all the developers, to first do justice to what they have on their plate. Winning order and then sort of getting delayed is not the point. The first priority is going to be obviously to concentrate and execute what you have. Of course, you need to win the new jobs. The way things stand today, one should probably look at 4 to 5 projects. Add maybe another 3,000-4,000 at least. But then the way the project sizes are today, well, one project can sometimes be 4,000 crore. Okay. So one would like to maybe see the work order increase by 50%. But more than that,
what percentage would be executed, you think?
We have projects on the ground today where I think we would execute probably work in the range of around 3,000 crore over the next 12 months.
All right. Pervez, thank you very much for spending
My
that
pleasure.
with us. Okay, so that's the priority.